preguntar a los dos cómo entrasteis en este proyecto. Creo que en el caso de Matt ya conocía a Fernando antes y en tu caso, Aida, es tu cuarta película con él.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Aida's done a lot of work with Fernando. They have a long history working together. And for me, I knew Fernando, I'd met Fernando a long time ago. You know, we both were interested in jazz and Latin music, and we connected and kind of remained friends for a while. And you know, we would meet, have dinner, and talk about stuff. And you know, and then he sent me this script, which I thought was really good. And it was you know, I felt like I could see the movie, you know, which is always a good sign. And because he's a good storyteller, Fernando. And so he sent it to me, and I was a little bit surprised, but I really wanted to work with him, so, yeah.
A mí Fernando me contó de esta película hace unos años, porque luego entre que está el guión y se hace la película, pues pasa el tiempo, y me dijo pues que le gustaría que Matt fuera el protagonista en inglés, en una isla griega. A mí me parecía que era todo un sueño y estaba deseando hacer esta película pues porque tiene todos los elementos, ¿no? Y para contar una anécdota, por ejemplo, Matt y yo nos conocimos en Roma después del confinamiento. Estuvimos solos, paseando solos por Roma y hablando, ¿y qué tal es Fernando? ¿Y cómo dirige? Y no sé qué, y qué ganas de hacer la película juntos, a ver cuándo sucede. Fue de verdad como una peli romántica de Woody Allen aquello, y yo no me lo podía creer, y aquí estamos, hemos hecho la película y aquí estamos presentándola.
¿Qué tal rodar en inglés? Caso, y en el caso de Matt, su personaje, hay un momento que dice que sabe un poquito de español. Más allá de esos insultos que hay en la película, yo no sé cuánto sabe de español, Matt.
I mean, very little. I must say, it's kind of feel bad about that. That my, you know, poor Aida. No, not really. She did such a good job, I felt, with the English. And, you know, there were times because even I've had to do stuff in another language. It's not easy, you know. She did a great job, but she speaks English. You speak English.
I try.
Well. She's like, oh, I don't speak English well. She says, but she does. She speaks her English.
Sometimes we didn't understand each other. For example,
you know, I'd have to teach her certain slang words that I would say in English.
En realidad, a veces en el rodaje era un lío porque el equipo era griego. Había colombianos, luego españoles, y entre todos hablábamos en inglés con nuestros acentos. Y cuando ya llevas una jornada de 12 horas cansado, pues lo típico, empiezas a hablar en tu idioma, y entonces hablo yo con Fernando en español, más no se ha enterado qué tal, luego traducimos. O sea, era un rodaje multicultural. Y bueno, al final trabajar en otro idioma pues es más difícil, pero es un reto, que es lo que más me puede gustar como actriz, ¿no? O sea, sentir cada palabra que digo como si fuera de una cosa natural, pues hay que trabajarlo antes. Pero para aquí estamos, para trabajar en lo que más nos gusta.
Oye, ¿creéis que el pasado siempre vuelve? ¿Es algo que no se puede ocultar?
Well, in this case, the past is very extreme, quite dark, and so it is as a kind of classic, you know, you can't escape the past in this case, and he tries to. And, you know, well, there was a film, I mean, you know, an older film called The Postman Always Rings Twice, and it was made several times. And it's a story about that where, well, in that case, it's a couple that commit this crime. It's very romantic in a way, and they can't escape from that. And in that case, but this is like, I think that you know, it is true. I think it's very hard. I think, you know, nobody can live their life perfectly, but in Max's case, it goes very dark. And, you know, I think we've seen this a lot in film, you know, and it's because it's truthful, you know.
En tu caso, Matt, has dicho alguna vez que nadie sabe realmente quién eres. ¿Eso es lo que tiene de vínculo quizá con este personaje, no ese otro el lado oscuro?
Oh, I don't know about that. Sometimes they say you say things that you never said, I mean, Max has got a very, dark past, and fortunately I don't have quite, this situation, and not at all, in fact. And so, I saw it as I played really dark characters in films. And, maybe able to differentiate myself from the character. In this case, one thing that, Fernando and I did not want to do is to play Max as a psychopath, because that takes away from the connection that they have together, the complexity and the mystery.
Bueno, ya para ir acabando, que hay poco tiempo, voy a hacer dos preguntas en una. Bueno, siempre se les suele preguntar a las actrices esto, y perdón por hablar de la edad, pero tú has cumplido 60 años ya. ¿Cómo es tener 60 años y las oportunidades que puede tener un actor a partir de esta edad? Y luego lo siguiente es que con toda esta carrera que tú tienes y has trabajado con algunos de los más grandes directores, quizás la guinda que falta es un premio, un reconocimiento como un Oscar. No sé si es esa espina que te queda clavada.
Well, yeah, well,
Wait. The second part of the question is two in one. Is, okay, you work with the best directors in the world, don't you think that to culminate your career, an award like an Oscar would be nice?
Well, I never think about the cash and prizes when I'm working. The most important thing for me is the process of the work that we do. And that's always been the case with me. If you get recognized, I think it's sort of ridiculous that you can compare performances. Everybody's different, so that making comparisons, it's nice if people recognize what you do, but the most enjoyable part in my experience has always been the experience of making the film. When I directed a film, I felt that way very much, and I feel that way, that's what you remember. That's what you come away with, remembering that. And the longer you do it, as you get older, you can handle complexity more. And that's the good thing, that's one of the good things about experience,